Mariah Carey had a run-in with someone backstage during her concert. She's on tour, of course, with Lionel Richie, and they did a show down in San Diego, at San Diego State, and they, backstage, there was a guy there who said that he was a reporter, that he was there to interview one of the performers that night, not Mariah Carey, but he had a press pass. And while he was back there, everyone agrees on this part of the story, he wanted a photo with Mariah Carey.
Which is not typical of reporters that are backstage to do interviews.
Usually not, but I think the point is, and I don't know that he was a college student, but it was at San Diego State, so maybe it's...
He worked for the paper at the...
Could be.
Whatever,
but,
the college.
Before he could get the photo, one of Mariah Carey's bodyguards grabbed the guy by his lanyard with his press pass and dragged him out of the backstage area. Now, the guy says, it's not funny, Kelly. He's clearly a Mariah Carey fan.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got her shirt on, but these are his injuries, he says, from that incident. And
so it looks like he grabbed it and drug him from the side. I was thinking maybe he drug him towards it or whatever through the back of the neck, but he clearly grabbed it and drugged the side of it.
And I think there's something to that, the fact that he was grabbed by that pass. The guy did file press charges, went to the police, filed a report against the bodyguard for battery. And there's an investigation that's ongoing. But Mariah Carey's side of this, her team, is saying there's more to this guy than just, someone looking for an interview.
Yeah, so basically what their side is saying is that this guy was totally an overzealous fan. He was not supposed to be there, and he actually wasn't going to her to take a picture, in their opinion. They thought that he was going to attack her because he actually grabbed her dress. They felt like it was aggressive. So the bodyguard stepped in. Of course, that's his job, is to make sure that he protects her. So they kicked him out, and they noticed that his press pass was printed at home, and it wasn't even a legit pass for him to be there.
So I'd imagine, the bodyguard probably looks and sees the pass and realizes...
This thing I just drug you by, you totally made this up.
Well, he probably realized that it was not a proper pass, and that was the first thing that set him off. As well as they say, they claim that he was aggressive with her. So there's an investigation ongoing now, but Mariah says her bodyguard was just doing what he was supposed to do, protect her from someone who didn't belong where he was.
And that's a diehard fan who poses with his injuries and a Mariah t-shirt. That's a diehard fan.
I think it just means that he had the photo taken right after the incident.
Wow, it's pretty diehard though.
Hey, this is Chandel from the DMV, and I want to say this. He wasn't supposed to be there. He shouldn't have touched her. The bodyguard is there to protect Mariah Carey. I know that he called her a fraud, you know what I'm saying, with all the things that she's been doing on stage lately. You know what I'm saying? I can understand his frustration, but he shouldn't have touched her. He shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been overzealous. He should have just stayed there, been quiet, and tried to get his picture. Like, if you're going to do something like that, you don't make a scene.
Yeah. He definitely made a scene.
Especially when there are large bodyguards standing around.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Mariah Carey.
Make sure to subscribe to TMZ Live to keep up to date on the latest entertainment news.
And if you want to keep watching, click on one of these videos right now.